Guys, it's Movie Fan 23. I am going to use this as my new background because I kind of just had a realization. Why the fuck wouldn't I just put the phone here rather than having where my TV is? And I have another bed here, so or I could even put it the other way around. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, wearing a fucking Scarface t-shirt for my movie review of one of my all-time favorite Martin Scorsese films. Actually, it is my favourite Scorsese film, and that is Goodfellas. Made in the year of 1990. Well, it came out in the year 1990. It was probably shot in 89, whatever. And it stars the late, great Ray Liotta, uh, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Paul Sorvino. Is Paul Sorvino? Yeah. You also have Lorraine Bracco, Michael Imperioli, Frank Vincent, uh, a young Samuel Jackson, one of his earlier movie roles. Doesn't have a big role in it, but yeah, a lot of fucking talented actors in it. So let's get into the fucking plot. So it's based on a true story. So the plot of Goodfellas is you got this guy by the name of Henry Hill. He is an Italian American, lives in this kind of suburban neighborhood. Has a father that's like a bit kind of abusive, hard, whatever. No, lives with his mother, his brother, all these other people. His brother, the older guy, the guy that plays the version of his brother as an adult, is actually played by the dude that's in Superbad. So essentially, he lives around all these people called wise guys that are gangsters, and he's like, oh, he's always wanted to be a gangster. He's looking at the window, seeing people parking and like spaces they don't want, and just doing all these other stuff. And then eventually he goes and starts kind of talking to them, working with them. Then he hears people getting, seeing someone who's after been shot, and then there's moments where, uh, he gets fucking letters um sent to his home where they say he hasn't been attending school. So they end up threatening him and all this other stuff happens. So he starts just kind of doing things like parking cars, then eventually blowing them up. Um as a kid he's introduced to a younger version of Joe Pesci, who is played by Joseph D'Onofrio, who I've actually interacted with, surprisingly. Um and meets Robert De Niro, Jimmy, played by Robert De Niro, and eventually Henry gets in trouble. Then De Niro teaches him that less like I'm proud of you. You didn't rat on your friends, and you always kept your mouth shut. So we get a bit of his childhood. Then we cut to his adulthood. Him as a wise guy working with Joe Pesci and um, De Niro, and just doing different jobs in relation to fucking getting money, doing different fucking hits, even though Henry Hill doesn't directly kill anyone in this. Um, he eventually meets Lorraine Baracco. Uh, she plays a character called Karen. They go on dates, they make out, they get together. He sticks up for her. Eventually, they get married. She's Jewish. Um, have kids. He starts cheating on her. All this sort of crazy shit starts happening. They spend late night at the casinos. They're all doing different. Well, not casinos. Casino, huh? They spend late nights at fucking bars and shit. They get into some hot shit, you know, do illegal stuff like killing people and fucking all this other crazy stuff. As I said, Henry Hill doesn't really. But Joe Pesci kills people. Jimmy does as well. You see them whack people. See them kind of taking money. And Henry Hill takes drugs. He ends up in jail. Blah 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 blah. Ends up out of jail. Eventually, near the end of the film, gets captured, put in prison. See how his life goes, and many other things go wrong for him. It all starts off great, wealthy, and then eventually it all goes to shit because Joe Pesci, bang, shot in the back of the head. Um, and yeah, De Niro goes off, and yeah, that's essentially lot of the film, he just kind of lives the rest of his life out or whatever. Yeah, that's the summary of the movie. And what do I think of it? As I said, this film is a fucking masterpiece. Where do I begin? The acting is incredible from everybody. Like, Joe Pesci is the fucking standout in this film. He is the best character, easily, in the movie, right? Opening scene, right? You have the three guys in the car fucking going over a bump. They're like, what the fuck is that? What is that? He's like, did you run over some bump? He's like, what the fuck is that? Oh, I think I ran over a bump or whatever. Stop the car. They get out, open the trunk, right? But just before they're kind of looking at each other, they open it up, right? And he's like, the motherfucker's still alive. Stabs him. He's like, Tommy, Tommy, or whatever. Just they start stabbing him or whatever. Then I think it's De Niro, or Joe Pesci, yeah, pulls out a gun and starts shooting him. Bang, 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 bang. You know, then he pops the trunk down, and then you just hear, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Then it kind of zooms in, and you get the and it's like, oh my fucking god, what a way to open the movie. Even the opening with the shot of the fucking car, it's a great non-linear fucking storytelling. Even the way the kind of fucking credits come up, like the Warner Brothers, blah, 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 and then the Goodfellas title. Such a great way to open up the fucking movie. And then Joe Pesci, as I said, amazing fucking performance. He's able to be dramatic and funny. Um, there's the moment where they're all in the pub and they're like, oh yeah, let's go. There's only one Irish guy here, whatever. And then, you have, they're all kind of chatting. Ray Liotta's basically narrating the film, which he does a fucking great job at. And it's not on the nose either. It's so well fucking narrated. Like, he speaks very well. Just amazing. But, they're in the bar and it's a brilliant camera shot, and this is when you're introduced to Frank Vincent, and this is actually how you see this sort of event take place. And Joe Pesci, De Niro, and Ray Liotta walk into the place, and he's like, "Oh, we get this and give these Irish hoodlums something." And he goes, "There's only one Irishman here, whatever." Get him a drink or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, Tommy." Tommy's like, "Oh God," and he's like, like Frank Vincent starts going, "Oh, Tommy." Tommy's like, "Oh God, hey, Billy." He's like, "Oh, Tommy, oh, whoa, come here, come here. Haven't seen you in ages." He's like, "Oh yeah, been busy a long time, I haven't been around and all that." And it's just great back and forth between them. He's like, "Whoa," he's like, "You still shine shoes? You spit shine Tommy." This guy's, when he shines shoes, make your shoes look like fucking mirrors. He was great. It's like, I said, "No, my shines, Billy." He's like, "What?" Like, "No, my shines, Billy. I don't know if you heard. I've been going a long time. I don't do that anymore." "Whoa, Tommy. If I," it's like, "I just want to know." It's like, "Don't be breaking my balls or whatever." He's like, "Hey, if I wanted to break your balls, I say go home and get your shine box." It's like, okay, or whatever. They're kind of back and forth. It's like, okay. He's like, "Yeah, sorry." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry too." It's like, "A misunderstanding. I'm sorry." He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry too," or whatever. And he's like, "Good." And he drinks. And it's such a funny moment, but it's also intense because you're like, you don't want to fuck with him. He goes, "Now go home and get your fucking shine box." Then he just fucking smashes the glass. "You motherfucking you fucking piece of shit." And then they're trying to pull it back. It's like, Tommy, relax. Like, come on. It's like, "Keep him there. I'm gonna fucking, that motherfucker. Keep it there. Keep him there," and all that. He's like, "You keep him there," and you're just like, "Oh, he's gonna fucking kill him," and all that. And it's just this amazing fucking scene. And you're like, holy fuck. Then it segues, and he's like, "Oh, come on," like Tommy, Ray Liotta was like, "Tommy didn't mean any disrespect." He's like, "He didn't mean any disrespect, Henry. Are you nuts?" He's like, "Come on. And he's like, he's the 1 minute we're hugging, kissing, he's being a fucking jerk. And then De Niro just says, "Nah. You insulted him a little bit. You got a little bit out of yourself. Insult him. I didn't insult nobody. Gives a drink." He's like, "We'll get drinks on the house." He's like, No, you don't have to drink with me. No, drinks are on the house. It's like, Billy, drinks are on the house. It just, That fucking delivery is hilarious. It's just so fucking funny. So then he's just there talking. You have the music. He's closing the door. Then Joe Pesci comes in, gets the glass, fucking smashes it over his head. He's like, "Get the door!" And then they start kicking the shit out of him in a really realistic way, and it's done really well. And the way that the music is all like and the way it's playing is fucking excellent, right? And they're shooting there. They're like, he's like, "Oh, fucking," he's like, "What are we gonna do? We can't leave him here." He's like, "Bring him back home." He's like, "I don't want to get blood on your floor." And then they're like, and then he's like, De Niro's like, "Fuck, I'm not denting my shoes." And they're like, "What do we go? We gotta go get a shovel at my mother's house and all that." It's just excellent fucking scene. And their chemistry with each other is great. We're all looking at each other like, "The fuck." Um, I love the like certain moments where they're whacking people, like the part, or even the part where they're like threatening the guy. They pick him up. It's like, "You fucking don't get this. We're gonna feed you to these fucking lions," and all that, and all that. Like, no, and they're like, "Please, please, I'll get your money. I'll get your money," you know. And you got the lions there, and they're like, "Oh shit," and he's like, and the narration saying, "Oh, we really would have done that," but you see, each of those scenes that I've mentioned, they're shot and lit beautifully. Like the red color palettes, the red lights you kind of get at times. The shot even like of the restaurants, like there's many scenes that take place in restaurants. And you got the lamps, and then they're all like talking at it. But Joe Pesci, like, man, is just fucking great in this. He's so fucking talented because he's funny in that scene. You get a sense of, oh, you don't want to fuck with this guy. Um, you can't talk about this movie without talking about his most iconic scene that was completely fucking improvised. Where he's telling a fucking story like, "The fucking bank job away sea cookers. I'm in the middle of the fucking week saying that. And you're wrestling. Yeah, I'm wrestling. Blah, 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 blah. I'm wrestling. And, and then he goes on and says, "I'll tell you what you do, tough guy. Bing, what do you, he's like, I'll tell you what you do, tough guy. Go fuck your mother." And he's there laughing. It's like, "Bang, ping, you fuckers," and all that stuff. And he's like, it's like, "Bing, what are you doing here? I thought I told you go fuck your mother," and all that. And then Ray Liotta's like, "Oh, you're funny. You're really funny." He's like, "What do you mean I'm funny?" He's like, "It's funny the way you tell the story." He's like, "Funny how? Like I'm a clown or something? Do I amuse you? Is that it? Here to fucking amuse you all the time?" He's like, "No, Anthony. Anthony, what do you say? What do you say?" And all that stuff. "I'm funny." He's like, "Funny, like the way you tell the story. I know you said it. What the fuck? What the fuck is so funny about me?" And even the way he kind of says the line, like he's struggling to, not struggling, but like the way his voice kind of goes. And then he's like, "Get the fuck out of here, Tom." He's like, I almost had him. And then even the whole, "He really is a funny guy." And he's like, "That's it, Henry." Then jumps on him. And then even the guy kind of hovering over him. And so, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Tommy, I don't mean to be out of order." It's like, "You gotta get this, but it's 50 fucking G's." It's like, "You gotta, I know you don't mean to be out of order, but like, look, what's going on here?" It's like, you're a great guy." And he smashes something over his head. Then there's a guy that's in a Hawaiian shirt. And he's like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And throws something at him. So that was funny. Um, and just, but like that scene shows how brilliant his acting is. I love the moment where near the end of the film, or like not near the very end. It's kind of like in the, I think, end of the second act, um, where you get this great montage and you see the gangsters, and you see De Niro talking to Ray Liotta all happy, and he's like, "Oh, it's Jimmy was so happy that Tommy was getting made. You swear that by the way, he's going on, he was getting made or whatever." And then you have, you know him saying goodbye, walking down to the house. Like, we always call ourselves Goodfellas. Like, this guy's great. He's a good fella. So I really love that kind of. He's like, "We were good fellas." It's like, he said it. It's like, I love the title drop. Then he says goodbye to his mother. He's like, "Be home for dinner," or whatever. He drives, meets. It's like, "How long has it been since you've been made?" The job is like, "How long has it been since you've been made?" "Oh, a long time," or whatever. Goes in, looks at a swordfish, and like right away you're like, "Oh, this isn't gonna go good." And then he goes, "Oh wow," and then bang, gets fucking shot and fucking blood, and the use of practical effects is great. It's such a shocking scene. He falls to the ground, and it's like, because you follow him through most of the fucking movie, and then it's just like, oh my god, it's like this whole thing of it's like, oh, the reason he got whacked is because it's mostly for Billy Bats, but I think it's been for a lot of things, because he explains he killed M.A. Guy, and in the gangster world you're not allowed to do that. Um, yeah, even as I said, the non-linear stuff when they're driving, again, as I said, like from the beginning, and then it cuts back to that scene they open, and you see the aftermath of him killing Frank Vincent, and the blood on his face, it's so realistic. There's the moments when, like, the fucking great moments where, like, the garbage men are like, oh my god, like, fucking um looking at the garbage truck and you see the corpse, like, oh my god. There's the moment where you have that guy who was actually parodied in The Simpsons. They based off one of the Simpsons characters off him, and he sued them years and years later, which is fucking stupid. But anyway, where where the start of that music, right, where it goes do 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 do, which is a fucking brilliant piece of music. You get a montage, right? But how it starts off is kids are playing, they look and they see the fucking corpses in the car, and just the way the shot pans up, then you have different corpses, and then you have the people, the guy that's in the meat truck frozen, who's the guy I mentioned there, the Simpsons character based off, and you just have the montage or whatever. Um, you just get a lot of great moments like that, and like, the movie is a drama, like it does have drama in it, but there's so much fucking great comedy. There's the moment where it cuts to them as adults, and they're like, looking at the time, and they're like, how long is it gonna fucking take or whatever, and like, I don't know, and all that, and then they're there kind of walking off, and then it cuts to that scene where they're having a conversation about, like, oh, I can introduce you to this girl, this broad, blah blah blah, because they go in, they set something off, and they're just talking, and then it starts smoking. It's like, what, Tommy? Look what the fuck is happening. It's like, you and your big fucking mouth. It's like, oh Jesus Christ, what the fuck is your problem? So that's a really funny scene, but it also drives the story forward for what's happening. And then, like, when he meets his wife, um, and you have, like, I love the guy, the part where they're in the restaurant and they're all talking. De Niro's talking to this guy. It's like, tell me what you told me. And then the guy's like, look, I have this idea to do this job with this truck to bring all this stuff in. We're talking this much money. And he's like, who's the security? You're looking at him. It's me. I'm the security guard. But just the dialogue is so fresh. It's so written. It's so fucking, oh, it's great. Um, I love the moment where he goes, where he's a kid, and he fucking, like, throws the little piece of fucking, was it dynamite or something, and the car blows up and he runs off. I love when he gets the suit for the first time. He's like, hi man. She's like, you look like a gangster, and all that. The part where the father goes, you know I just got a call from your school. They said you haven't been there in weeks. Said you haven't been there in weeks, and he starts fucking whipping them. And then the line, everybody takes a beating every now and again, and like how it freeze frames, and it's brilliantly done. Um, I love the moment where they're all in prison as well, and you have, um, what's that song? Somewhere beyond the sea, And he's like, and how he's going through, like, narrating. So he would do this, he would do that, he would do that, and you get dialogue. It's like, did you get more bread? Did you do this? Did you do that? And it's just really funny scenes, and it's showing that, like, oh my god, that is a brilliant scene to show how powerful these guys are, and they're with the soup, and then, like, the moment when he's there with the daughter, and like the wife is there visiting them and all that, and you get the fucking panning shot, and even the fucking kid getting this fucking diaper change or whatever, and they're just kind of back and forth talking or whatever, and their arguments like, how the fuck can I do this, Henry? You can't fucking do this, blah 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 blah, whatever. And she starts crying, and the daughter starts crying. Goes, see what you fucking did. See what you fucking did. All that. I just love all that stuff. Um, there's suspenseful moments. There's the part where he's like, oh, I need you to go to Jimmy or whatever, and you know, he's just there like, how's he doing? Oh, he's doing okay. He's like, okay, he's doing good, adjusting to the move. It's like, yeah, I got a fur coat that for you if you just go down there, you know. And she's just there walking. She's like, yeah, of course. And she's walking, but the way the camera's moving, and she's seeing people, and you get this show don't tell moment of like, oh fuck, something could happen to her, you know, and she just delivers that performance so well. As she walks down, she sees people in the alleyway and she runs off. It's like, and Dinner goes, keep going, it's just down there. It's like, where are you going? And she runs off, drives, goes back to Henry's like, it's like, what's wrong? I was really scared and all this stuff. And you're just like, oh fuck, you know, like you get that because Jimmy doesn't fuck around. I love the scene when you know, when they're kids. And he introduces him to young Tommy, and the, Joseph Knopf is like, hey, how you? It's like, this is Tommy. He's like, yeah, how are you doing? It's like, and all that stuff. I like when he you see him as a kid, kind of going around. He's like, and it's like, this is Jimmy, and the way the camera pans up to him, and he's just like, hey, nice to meet you. There you go. He's like, he tips everyone. I love that every character gets a fucking mention. There was this guy, there was Jimmy two times because he said his name, because he said things twice. It's like, gotta go get the papers. You know, there's so many iconic lines, and it's so well written. Like, it is a well written film. Um, I love the moment when he comes home, when the wife is like, when she's getting all worried and shit. I was like, I don't know where he is, mom. He could be dead in a ditch and all this. And she's just like, I hope he's okay. But it's like, he should be home. No husband should do that. And then that sounds like Adam Sandler. No husband should do that. Oh, you know. And then he comes home and she's like, where the hell were you? Where were you? And all that. And then he just starts laughing and all that stuff. And he goes, she's gonna kill you, Henry. Why weren't you doing that? You know, Joe Pesci's there, like, and he's just laughing, and it's just funny. Um, I like the wedding scene with their like Mazel Tov. I like when the girl is talking and they're doing their makeup, and the blue stuff is going on her face, and they're gossiping. She's also in The Sopranos. There is a lot of actors from The Sopranos in this as well. Um, Even the narration and even the fucking shot at the beginning when he's looking out the window and you see his eyes, like, to me, being a gangster was better than being president of the United States. And you got the gangsters kind of fucking around with each other. And he's like, hey. And then Paul Servino comes out and he's like, hey. Is his name Polly? And he's like, start that. And he's like, that was your fault. He's like, that was your fault, you know. And you got the late great actor that played Polly in The Sopranos. Oh, anyway, he's brilliant in the small scene he's in. He's like, that was your fault. That was stupid. That was your fault. And he actually was a real life gangster. Um, I love the part in the court, and then he comes out and he's like, hey, you popped your cherry. And he's like, oh, you mad at me? He's like, no, no. He's like, well done. He's like, no, 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 I'm proud of you. You learned the two most important things. Never rat on your friends. Always keep your mouth shut. Just brilliant dialogue, you know? And the characters have great chemistry with each other. I love when they get the money and they're like, that's nice. It's a lot, but nice, you know, or something like that. Um, there's so many great moments. Um, I love when you see the 4 year jump and he goes out to his wife and he's just after going out of prison. I love when he goes home. It's like, they're like, Daddy. He's like, hey guys, and he's looking around. He's like, this the new house? Like, yeah. He's like, come on, kids, we're moving. They're like, what? No, you can't live in a place like this. Let's go. And just like, Jesus. So arsehole, but he's a great character. It is funny that De Niro's actually first on the poster, considering that, like, I mean, the three of them are the main characters, and obviously it's because he's the biggest star. But he's essentially the main character. Um, I love, um, as I said, Lorraine Baracco. I think she's excellent as well. When they first meet, she's kind of like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Sorry." It's like, "No, what do you do?" "I'm in construction." And you get the guy singing, and then you get this kind of, they're kind of talking, and he's like, they're like, "Oh, let's go out next week." And then when he does, she doesn't show up. She goes, "You have a lot." Goes up to this while they're all like playing or whatever. Well, they're all like kind of outside this place, and he's like, "You have a lot of nerve standing me up and all that." It's like, who do you think you are? It's like, what? It's like, it's not funny and all that. Like, look, I'm sorry. I look. You look bored. You looked uninterested. Thought you didn't want to see me. It's like, come on, let me take you on next week. And she's like, no, no, and he's like, no, no. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And you get a sense of the relationship, and then she narrates, and then you got the fucking moment where um, they're making out in the car. I like the part with the wedding, Mazel Tov, and where she's talking to people, and even her narration. I talked to so many people that I felt drunk, and there's so much Peter and Paul's, and like just the fucking camera work, in that scene is excellent, and just each character in this film is fucking great. They're so unique. You have Paul Trevino, who, you know, is essentially the boss, but like he's not like a scary character. He talks to him as like when he needs something done. He talks to him in the prison. It's like, oh, do this, blah blah blah, whatever. It's the part where I think they're having a barbecue with the stars. Like, stop it! You got to do this, that, and the other. And then there's the part where Tommy is causing trouble. So you have he's like, look, where the guy at the restaurant's like, I gotta tell you, please, like, he's a lot of problem. And Radio was like, just tell him what he said. He's like, and then Polly's like, look, I can't do anything. It's a problem. What do you want me to do? Shoot him? And he goes, wouldn't be a bad idea. He's like, I'm sorry I said that. And that scene goes on for a while. I was like, listen, don't say anything like that again. All that stuff happens. You have the scene where Radio lies to Polly, or is it Paul? Is it Polly? I have to make sure it's Polly. Sorry, I should have fucking looked at that. And he's like, I don't know what happened. Everything got so fucked up. And he goes, you looked at my, you stood in, you looked into my fucking eyes and my face and fucking lied to me and all that stuff. That broke my heart. He's like, I'm sorry, man. I really didn't mean it. And it's like, Polly, I didn't mean it. And it's so heartbreaking. He just delivers that performance so well. Um, you got that great moment when it's like showing the different times on throughout the day. He's like, "Oh, I got up in the morning, blah 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 blah," and he's driving. He's like, "That fucking helicopter keeps following me," and then he's talking about, "Look, did you make this? Did you do that? Did you do that?" I was like, "No, I need you to go pick this up," or that. I was like, I gotta hurry up," and the girl, his sister's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and he's like, "Don't fucking yeah, yeah, yeah me, do this for me," and then or it's a friend or whatever, and then she's like, I need you to go pick up my hat. He goes, fuck your fucking hat. And she's like, no, it's my lucky hat. I never leave without it. Then he's driving. Then he has to go pick up his brother. Then he's narrating. And then he's driving. And he's like, that fucking helicopter keeps following me. Or whatever. And then he's like, get the fuck out of here, And there is great moments where you see the brother at the beginning as well. And he's a great actor, obviously. And cool. And it's like constantly going out. And he's like, hiding the cocaine and all this other stuff is happening. Um, and it's great moments where he's just kind of doing his daily routine and the car's kind of going and he's in the car or whatever. And the song that plays, I can climb a mountain, I can see a tree or whatever. Like, great tense scene. And then when he drives, the fucking guns like, freeze motherfucker and all that. And it's like, I thought in that moment I was dead, but then I realised if it was a wise guy, I'd already be dead. But it was a cop. So fucking just a brilliant line, brilliant scene. You see the trial. Um, there's a moment where they talk and they're like, "We need to put a wire on you." Blah 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 blah. He goes and him and Jimmy meet in a cafe and they start talking. You get a brilliant shot of the outside of the cafe. Even though Cinematic Venom pointed out that there was an extra that looked directly into the camera, but I can overlook stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it's just a brilliant shot, like, of when they're talking, and you see everything else in the background. Like when I say the background, you see people, cars driving, people walking, but it's just the way it's done is excellent. Um, I love the moment where De Niro gets the call. He's like, what happens? Like, hey, Jimmy. He's like, yeah. He's like, he's gone. Gone. What do you mean gone? He's gone. He's dead. He's like, really? Yeah. And he stops, and then the fucking camera pans up really quick, like up to him, and he starts fucking hitting the phone, like fuck and all that stuff, fuck or whatever. And he goes, and Ray Liotta's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? He's just like, they whacked him, fucking whacked him. He's like, oh fuck, and he goes, fuck, and he starts punching and kicking the fucking thing and smashes the fucking phone box and starts crying. And De Niro's performance in this is just excellent. The guy is amazing, right? They're talking about whacking this guy, and it's on Ray Liotta's mind, and Joe Pesci's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking," telling the story at one point. And he's like, "Oh yeah, fucking guy." He comes up to me, he's like, "Don't you fucking say it! Don't you fucking say it!" And he delivers the dialogue so naturally, like it actually feels like it's real, like what he's saying. It's like I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if that part was improvised as well, because it's just so well said and all that. He's like, "Don't you fucking say it!" And then De Niro's just like, "Henry, forget about tonight," um, just excellent moments like that. And the fucking music, and a lot during this time, there's all this kind of different type of old. It's kind of, is it jazz kind of music, like those kind of music, like the Ronettes, that kind of type music that's in a lot of Martin Scorsese films. Um, but oh, just fucking love that. And then I love when they're all in the bar, and you see Samuel L. Jackson, and he's kind of like, "Oh, how you doing?" They introduce him to, his character's name is Stax, and then like, it's actually the only part where you do briefly see De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson on screen together, um, but until they reunited in Jackie Brown, but they don't actually directly talk, but they do mention just like, "Oh yeah, Stax was saying blah 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 blah," they're talking about that and stuff. I love the part, and I think the Stax talk at one point. Yeah, I love the part where Stax gets up in the morning. Um, Samuel Jackson's character, of course, and he's great in the little scene he's in. I opens, I was like, "Stax, open the fucking door!" And then Joe Pesci's there. And he opens like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he's putting the trousers on. It's like, "You wait, one of your fucking broads again?" It's like, "Yeah, where the fuck is she?" And all that. It's like, "You're gonna be fucking late, Stax. You're always fucking late to everything. You're gonna be late to your own fucking funeral." Pulls out a gun and then just shoots him. Shocking scene, and the fucking blood splatters everywhere. Like, a brilliant practical effect. Then he walks off, and you get a dramatic scene that's like, oh fuck, that helps move the story forward. But then you cut to a fucking hilarious moment where he's like, because it's the Simpsons character's based off, and he goes, "Make that coffee to go, let's go." And he's like, and he takes the coffee. He's like, "It was a fucking joke. What the fuck you gonna do? Take the fucking coffee?" And walks off. Then you get a great slow motion moment of him just fucking shooting slowly. It's like, I don't know why he had to do Stacks, because Stacks was meant to get a delivery, and it's like he said something like, "Oh, Stacks was meant to do this, but he didn't show up." Blah 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 blah, blah or whatever. But sorry, I'll keep going off topic. Back to Lorraine Bracco. She is excellent. I love the moment where they're arguing in the bedroom, and then they're talking in the bedroom, they start making out, having sex. You get the camera kind of panning on them. I love moments where they're kind of, where Henry Hill is kind of going in the house, and the girls are kind of jumping on the bed, and they're like, "Oh my god!" It's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," whatever. And he's flirting with them, and she's like, "Oh, you jerk, you pig," or whatever. And they're there like talking in the sitting room, and then he ends up having an affair with this girl, making out with her, and then she ends up finding out about it. Um, and then goes, "Hello, I want to talk to you. Open the door. Don't you hang up on me. I'm gonna tell all my friends that you're nothing but a whore," and all that. Um, and she's just there crying. You got moments where Ray Liotta and her are arguing like, "What the fuck?" And then the daughter is just there crying, and He's like, why would you do that? What is going on? And it's really sad. And then there's the part where the cops are coming, like, oh God, and all that. And they're trying to hide everything. They're like, oh shit. And, she's hiding the gun, taking it out of her pants, like, where's the money? Where's the money? And then she's there taking all the cocaine and stuff. And she's pouring it down the toilet and fucking flushing it. And it's like, where is it? Where is it? Where's it? Where's the coke? It's like, I flushed it down the toilet. What? Why would you do that? What the fuck? Why would you fucking do that? And she's like, I'm sorry. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And they start crying. And they're like, no. And it's such a raw, dramatic, real performance. And the fucking lines are just delivered perfectly. There's also great use of handheld shots in that scene, But I love moments like that. I love the guy that's always fucking going up to De Niro and Joe Pesci. Like the guy with the wig. He's like, I want my money. Come on, I want my money. Where's my money? He's like, get your fucking money. Get the fuck out of here. I want my money. Where is it? And all that. And then I love how you get the wig commercial. These wigs don't come off. And he's jumping in the water. And then fucking you cut to Ray Liotta talking or whatever, and De Niro's like, where's my money? I want my money today. Today. I want my money today. It's like, you motherfucker, I want my fucking money and all that. And he puts his arm around him and he puts the fucking the phone around him, whatever, and the wig comes off and Ray Liotta starts laughing at him. You know, great comedy moments like that. And just, as I said, De Niro, brilliant. He can, have a dramatic moment where he's crying. There's always loads of moments where they're laughing in bars and stuff like that. Or whatever. Him and Joe Pesci's back and forth is amazing. I believe this was the second film they done together. No, third film they done together. Because Raging Bull and, of course, Once Upon a Time in America. So this was the next one. And then, obviously, A Bronx Tale, Casino, The Irishman, Good Shepherd as well. But yeah, so I love those moments. And then the guy's just being fucking irritating. Oh, I want my money. And then he goes out to Henry. He's like, Henry, come here. He's like, how you doing? I'm doing good. Look, can I just have my money? He's like, I want my fucking money. Please, just give me my fucking money. And all this stuff. Tell him to give me my money. He'll get your fucking money. Shut the fuck up. That kind of thing. I love the part where they go out to the car. It's like, come on, I was like, what are we doing here? And all that. It's like, yeah, just they're all getting into the car. Come on, let's go. It's like, ready to drive off. It's like, yeah. And then they fucking start. And they stab him with a screwdriver. It's like, there, shut the fuck up now. Just amazing scenes. Just a moment, obviously, where Joe Pesci's hijacked. They're like, where they go and they hijack the trucks, like, get the fuck out. He has the fucking paper bag and they're driving. It's like, get out of here. They drive and they start fucking shooting. I love the first part where Paul Savino meets him and then fucking the guy's running and he's like, I've been shot. And he's like, Henry's like, oh, that's the first time I ever saw someone get shot. And the young actor that plays the young version of Henry's great. The part where the mailman's like, I can't come by anymore. Where Radio's the younger Henry Hill's like, I can't come by anymore. He's like, why? It's like, because my dad's gonna kill me and all that. It's like, look, let me help you out with that. That's what Paul Sorvino's character says. And then they go to the mailman, grab him. They're like, hey, see, any mail that goes to that kid's house, it's like, see, no more, not a letter from that school does not go to that kid's house, go straight to us, okay? Like, no, what the fuck? And then they're like, they're hitting them and they're fucking about to put them on a fucking, oven and it freezes. It's just, it's such a great fucking scene. I love it so much. And I love the song at the start, I know I go from rags to riches, and then, there's fucking loads more. And then, like, I love when they're going to the travel agent and they're like, look, you're gonna have to travel, you're gonna have to leave the country. It's like, can I come back and visit see my mom and mother and father. No, you're never going to see them again. Just heartbreaking. It shows that the life of crime ain't a good one. And he's like, look, I don't want to go anywhere fucking cold, like Alaska. That's all I care. I don't want to go anywhere cold and all that. You know, but it's just excellent, excellent, and like as I said, there's a brilliant scene as well. Like, no, I didn't say that, but like, I love their chemistry. I love the part where she points a gun, "Wake up, Henry, wake up," or whatever, and he's like, "Carol, put Karen, put the gun down." It's like, "You think I'm a fool, Henry? You think I won't do it?" Like, just give me the gun. Grabs it and goes, "What the fuck? What's the fucking matter with you? Gonna fucking shoot me? What the fuck is wrong with you?" You know, and just the acting there, brilliant. You know, and movie's not afraid to have a bit of dark humor as well. There's the great scene where they're all kind of playing poker, they're playing the fucking you know, playing the fucking card game, and then you have Michael Imperioli, which I find so funny, right? Because I'm rewatching The Sopranos. I never actually finished season 6, and he plays Christopher Moltisanti in The Sopranos, and he's a dick. Um, and he's such a little wimp in this film. Like he does it, plays, shows that he's a great range as an actor. So he's there, and they're like, "Thank you, Spider." He's like, "Thank you, Spider," whatever. And he's like, "Hey, whoa, I didn't fucking get this." He's like, I told you to get this, Spider." Joe Pesci. He's like, "No, I thought you said Spider." He's like, "What? No, no, no. No, Spider, I told you to get this from me." He's like, "No, I thought you said Spider." He's like, "You know, you were mumbling, stuttering little fuck. You know that?" Or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, dance, dance. What's that movie called with the guys? Like the Oklahoma Kid? Yeah, the Oklahoma Kid. Yeah, dance. Oklahoma Kid starts going bang, bang. It's like, "Yo, Tommy, stop banging," and he shoots him in the foot or whatever. And then he goes, I shot him in the foot, Tommy. He's like, "Someone get a towel." He's like, "Don't cry like a little bitch now, Spider. Don't make me feel fucking bad now. Don't get upset now. Everyone making a big deal out of it. It was an accident." And then you have the scene where him and Karen are fighting, and he's like, "Karen, would you grow up?" And they're just arguing. I think, is that the part where they have sex? I can't remember. They're arguing. Great scene. Then it cuts to them again, and him laughing, which he does. Like, he does that kind of laugh, you know. Um, and he comes. Spider comes back with a drink. He's like, "Thank you, Spider," or whatever. And then like he's walking with the biggest fucking bandage. Like, "Hey, Spider, that bandage on your fucking foot is bigger than your fucking head. Give us a drink with that." And then Spider just gets fucking badass and goes, "Why don't you go fuck yourself, Tommy?" And then everyone stops. And I love all the smoke as well, where they're smoking or whatever. And he's like, "Whoa, this kid's got a lot of fucking balls," and all. It's like, oh, it's like, "Spider, well done, Spider. There you go. You take some of that money, huh? Don't take so shit from nobody." And he goes, "You gonna let him get away with that, Tommy? You gonna let this fucking punk get away with that? What's the word coming to?" Then fucking Joe Pesci pulls out a gun, shoots him to death. He's like, "That's what the fucking world's coming to. How about that?" And he goes, "What's the matter with you? What's the fucking matter with you? You go shoot the fucking guy." And he goes, "That's a good shot. What do you want from me?" You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, that's fucking great now. You're gonna dig you fucking stupid fucking maniac. He was being a fucking thing. I was fucking kidding with you. You go fucking shoot the guy." You know, it's like, "You sick fucking maniac." It's like, "You're gonna go dig the fucking hole. You're gonna go dig the fucking hole." It's like, "Well, I don't give a fuck. What is it? The first fucking hole I dug?" You know, there's great moments. There's the moment where they're about to build something new and they're like, "Oh my god, we're gonna have to go and undig Bitty Bats," because they dig them there. So they get shovels and because they go and they dig him the body or whatever. Then they're undigging him and Henry's like fucking vomiting and shit. I was like, "Oh god, I can't. It smells so bad." And he's just like, there's a thing there, and then there's a leg, you know, and then De Niro says, and then Joe Pesci goes, "There's a wing. Well, what do you want here? A leg or a wing?" And as I said, the lighting in that scene with the red color palette, right? I love the use of red lighting in that scene is phenomenal. It's funny. It's well acted. It's visually stunning. The camera work in this fucking film is unreal. I love the scene where when he's taking Karen out on a date, and you have the song, "And then he kissed me" playing, and then it's like a one shot, It's like, oh, here you go, here you go. It's like, you don't seem like you're in construction or whatever, you know. And he's walking through the place, like, here, he's like, take my coat. It's like, hi, Henry, you know, he's walking through hallways, walking through the fucking kitchen, walking through, what you call it, the fucking, place with the coats, and then he's sitting, and they're sitting, and it's like, you don't seem like you're in construction. There's loads of scenes where they're at dinners and stuff, and you have the lights, and they're on double dates, and eventually Joe Pesci's on double dates with someone else. Then there's she mentions, oh, we were all like a big family, and they go on like fucking vacations, and you have photos of all of them together and stuff, and you know, just great dialogue. And as I said, the lighting. I think some of the locations they chose are beautiful, like the fucking suburban places, and you know, as I said, the lamps and the lights and stuff, and just beautifully shot film. Really, it really is. It's just it's directed the hell out of it. The editing is fucking smooth. It's pacing is amazing. It's 145 minutes, and the pacing's fucking amazing. Uh, I love the end. You know, when he's there, like, my life wasn't as great. Now I had to fucking eat non-expensive food and do a normal way of living, which is fucking shit or whatever. So like, you know, he's there kind of coming out with his newspaper, looking at the camera, kind of throws the fucking paper, and all, it picks up the paper, whatever. You get that great shot of Joe Pesci shooting over and over again at the camera, and then you have all the history of like what their sentences are, where they are nowadays. But obviously, it's like, oh, he's going to be there till 2004, which obviously this was 1990. So Henry Hill has died since then. Unfortunately, Ray Liotta has died since then. Um, but yeah, and like, as I said, the drama in this film excellent, the comedy excellent. It is visually stunning. The dialogue is smooth. It's well written. It's well edited. Cinematography is fucking phenomenal. I love the moment where someone's like, where he gets a call from Karen's like, what's wrong? What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? And then he's like, okay, I'm coming back, you know. And then you know, she's like, he started to touch me. I told him to stop. He wouldn't stop. He's like, okay, okay, okay. And earlier on, they go on like a little vacation, and they're there talking or whatever. And then that same guy that harasses her, who's his neighbor or whatever, she goes, oh, hi, Karen. How are you? It's like, yeah, it's good. It's like, this is Henry. Hi, nice to meet you. And all, who's that? Oh, it's someone I knew when I was a kid. And he's like, oh, just a guy. And then, like, when she gets harassed, like, oh, it's just a guy I knew all my life. And in this fucking moment, when you just get a moment where he's like, drives back, he's like, he drives back with her, he's like, you okay? She's like, yeah. Picks up the fucking gun, walks over, and is like, is that you? You? He was like, what do you fucking want? And he starts fucking hitting him over and over and over again. I was like, you touch her again, you're dead. And he points gun, she's like, don't shoot. Walks off. And it's just this fucking epic moment of like, oh, don't fuck with Henry Hill. Hands her the guns, like, here, hide that. And then she's like, and you get a great line of, most people would say it's a red flag when your boyfriend hands them a loaded gun, but I will admit it turned me on. I'm like, what the fuck? So attracted to the power, you know. Um, but I love that. I love it. Um, oh, there was another fucking line I forgot. I wanted to mention there. Fuck. Um, Yeah, I love how she mentions, oh, what was I doing with this 21-year-old kid or whatever. I love the part where he meets the parents, you know, meet the parents with the Neros and that. And she's like, oh, so Karen tells me you're one half Jewish or whatever. And she's like, oh, you hide the cross or whatever. Uh, you know, and all that. And he's like, oh, De Niro's like, congratulations on the wedding day and stuff. Um, I love the part where it's Christmas time, and they're going, and they're fucking, you get shots outside, and it does cut, like, there's a lot of moments where it cuts to, oh, it's like something 1970, you know, and then it cuts to the Christmas thing, and it's a shot outside, and you hear the you know, a great shot outside. It's like 1980, you know. So it kind of jumps from through the 70s into the 80s. a lot. I don't know a lot about the real Henry Hill. I have heard that this movie, for the most part, I think does get a lot of things right. Obviously, not everything is factual, but it is a great adaptation. Um, as in, like, it works alone as a standalone film, you know. But it's the best Scorsese film because it just got everything right. It's funny. It's there's other funny Scorsese films, of course, but it's the most entertaining. It's the best shot, the best acted. It's the funniest, you know. Um, and that's another scene I love. As I said, see, I could talk about this movie for hours. You know, it's fucking a masterpiece. It's a fucking masterpiece. You know, but you have that moment where um people keep spending stuff. Like, well, yeah, you know, throughout the Christmas party, it's like, oh, people keep spending stuff, and then this guy comes in, like, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? You're not meant to spend the money. What's the matter with you? I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm sorry, Jimmy. What's the matter with you? What's the fucking matter with you? What's the matter with you? Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jimmy. You know, keep saying it. Take the fur coat off. Take the fucking fur coat off. It's my fur coat. I don't give a fuck if it's your fur coat. Give me that. You know, saying to the woman. And then everyone who comes in, he's like, what's the fucking matter with you? And then the guy pulls him aside at the Christmas party, the guy with the wig, and goes, I want my money. I want my fucking money. You know, great scene. And then you got the fucking scene where they go to the mother's house, which is hilarious, in my opinion. Hang on. 1 second. But when they go to the mother's house, they wake the mother up, and she's like, "Oh, this is Joe Pesci's character's mother's house or whatever." And she's like, "Oh, Tommy, it's great. Oh, come here. I haven't seen you so long." And then, like, "Man, go back to bed." It's like, "Oh, Jimmy." He's like, "Hey, you know, go back to bed. Go back to bed." You know. And she's like, "Oh, let me cook you some food. I haven't seen it." It's like, "Oh, no, 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 no." And then they're eating food or whatever, and they're just chatting away or whatever, and while having a body in the fucking trunk. And it's like, Jesus, it just shows how they can have a normal conversation like normal people while also being terrible, evil, scummy gangsters. But yeah. And they're all talking there or whatever, and there's the great moment where she's like, Henry, you don't talk too much. It's like, oh, I'm just listening. And then she's telling a joke about something, and she goes, oh, you never talk. Then he says something, and she goes, oh, you're always talking. And they're laughing or whatever. Um, and then they're talking, and then the part where it's like, did Tommy show you my painting? It's like, oh no, I love your paintings. And then like she pulls out this painting, and it's a guy with a white beard and the dogs, and it's going two ways, and it's hilarious. It's like, I like this one. One dog goes one way, one dog goes the other way. It's like one's going east, one goes west. So what? Beautiful. And then this guy's saying, what do you want from me? Beautiful. Nice white head of hair and all that. It's like, doesn't he kind of look like, and he goes, oh my God, with the beard, does he look like him? Oh my God, you know. And then the way the camera pans and you hear the fucking trunk, you know, Billy trying to get out. It's just such a gripping story. You are gripped from beginning to end with this film. It's unapologetically rated R. It's gory, practical effects with fucking red fucking blood, great fucking effects with the guns. Even like when they're fucking punching, as I said, Billy Bats, and you get the shot of the gun kind of sliding. Oh, just excellent. You know, and then like obviously the heartbreak moment where Henry points out Jimmy, you know, De Niro, and De Niro's kind of there with the glasses and all that. And points out Paul and says, "Yeah, yeah." Um. What else was I gonna say? Um. Yeah, and then I like how De Niro's hair color changes throughout the film. Like, and like he's wearing like kind of red kind of suit, and he has the grey hair, and then he's the black hair when he's younger. Um. They do a good job making him look older and younger. You know, it's believable. It's very believable. And then with a good chunk of the second half of the film where Joe Pesci's character's dead, which is in Act 3, but like he's alive for like pretty much most of the film, you know? What else? Oh, of course. I love when he says, you know, hey man, I need to borrow this knife. It's a fucking gigantic knife. It's like, oh, we gotta, we hit, why, but do bring it back though. I was like, yeah, we hit it there, uh, you know, on the way up, he's a little poor. What do you call the thing? The poor, and De Niro goes, the huff. Yeah, the huff. I just found that funny, the way he says it. And, little thing, bring it back. So I like that kind of, how we see that scene, where he stabs at the beginning, and then we see how that scene goes and plays out, you know. Like the little poor, I need to borrow this knife, Anyway, and then I love the Tommy. Why don't you just settle down and find a nice girl? Why don't you do that and all that? I was like, I do that. I settle down with a nice girl every night, and I'm free and single in the morning. I want to be with you, mom. Let me be with you. Kisses her and all that. Great relationship with the mother, and then when she's like, "Oh, you look great, you look handsome," whatever, when she's getting him ready with the whatever, when he's getting made, it's like, "I'm so proud of you." She doesn't know he's a gangster. And that's actually Scorsese's real life mother, who is fucking excellent as well. Like every actor in this film, even actors that say one fucking line, are amazing. Like I love the actor that's in Ed Wood. He's in a good few scenes in this film as well, and he's excellent. Um, I don't know what his name is. Sorry, he's in Ed Wood. He's one of the casting agents. He's in Mad Dog and Glory as well. Um, anyway, I love this film. I love this film. I think the actress that plays Lorraine Bracco's mother in it is great. She's also in the fucking Sopranos. Um, Brilliant. Just a fucking brilliant movie. It's a classic. And it's easily a 10 out of 10. Everything about this film is amazing. I've nearly talked for an hour. That's how much I love this movie. Because there's too much to talk about. It's like, I don't want to make my reviews that long anymore. But in some cases I will. When I want to talk about films like this. It's amazing. I love the Warner Brothers logo that pops up at the start of it as well. It's random. Um, Excellent movie. Fantastic film. It is 35 years old this year. And the print of this Blu-ray is unbelievable. And this Blu-ray is from... Where's it from, actually? Oh, 2007. And it's amazing print. Classic film. Front... Oh, front. I'm just going to show you the fucking... Yeah. It is rated 18 as well. Obviously, so rated R. One of my all-time favorite films, has to be on the top 10. It's also on, I think, the IMDb's greatest films of all time, which it rightfully deserves the spot for. Classic film. So that was my movie review of Goodfellas. I will see you guys later. Bye.